Moreover, several U.S. Democratic lawmakers also renewed calls for an Israeli-Hamas ceasefire, while Republicans criticized the government for not giving stronger support to Israel. Democrats say a ceasefire must be reached immediately that allows all remaining hostages to be released, humanitarian aid to flow into Gaza, and an elusive and neglected long-term vision for peace and stability to become a reality. Republicans, on their part, urged President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris to finish the job against Hamas. Some others said Biden administration and Israel should hold Iran accountable for the fate of remaining hostages and put on the target list oil refineries in Iran if the hostages are not released. And for more, we have Anil Thomas joining us. Well, Anil, 3 hostages out of 6 killed in Gaza, including 1 Israeli-American, had been expected to be released in the ceasefire deal, which is now into a tumult. And as Jake Sullivan said, that the next few days will be very critical. How grave is the situation, as Netanyahu also vowed for powerful, swift response to the execution?
Well, good morning, Lipakshi. Well, not much to choose for Benjamin Netanyahu and his government in this offensive against this conflict that's on between Israel and Hamas. Now, almost into its 11th month, and things don't seem to be, there is no light at the end of the horizon. There is a catch-22 situation that the Israeli Prime Minister is at this point of time, with the death of the 6 hostages that have taken place. The ceasefire or the deals to release the hostages not making much of a breakthrough. Is a position that leaves Benjamin Netanyahu with not much of elbow room to navigate in this chaos. And the widespread protests that's been seen across Israel and Tel Aviv in particular, with close to 7 lakh people on the street, clearly indicates that things are not looking easy for the Israeli Prime Minister, with voices of dissent within and outside the government very much rampant and increasing with passing of every day. So that leaves Benjamin Netanyahu with not much, but look at the negotiating table once again to head back for dialogue and look to keep the ceasefire talks alive, and also the release of hostages that are still in the control of Hamas.
Right. But also U.S. officials have voiced frustration in regard to resistance by Benjamin Netanyahu in reaching a deal, leading to occasionally tense conversations between them. And now protests from within Israel arising, including planned nationwide strike in Israel. How do you see the pressure from U.S. affecting the situation?
Well, there has been a talk by the U.S. Minister of State or the Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin with the Minister of State for Defense Israel. Beyond that, in terms of words, in terms of rhetoric, not much of pen to paper when it comes to comments by the U.S. President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris. But surely things not looking very much comfortable for Benjamin Netanyahu, looking at the pressure that he faces even from within his own cabinet. The Defense Minister Yoav Gallant has been time and again speaking about how things need to move forward, because this nationwide protest that we see, close to 7 lakhs people on the streets, 5 lakh in the capital Tel Aviv. This is the largest protest that we've seen, the first big unprecedented protest or tumultuous protest that we are seeing on the streets of Israel, post that October 7th attack. And we are almost heading towards, 12 months of this particular attack that took place on the 7th of October of 2023. And the release of hostage still very much primarily on the table when it comes to discussions. But I think not much of elbow room for either of the parties. The Israeli Prime Minister will have to take a quick call with the mounting pressure from outside. He doesn't have much of elbow room. He will have to give in. And I think it will be a matter of time before we head back to the negotiating table and look for, an amicable solutions before we lose more lives, especially the hostages that are being in the control of Hamas.
All right. Absolutely grave situation there. Thank you so much, Anil, for all that update.